Joel Rubin was the Deputy Assistant Secretary of State in the Obama administration, and Rena Shah, a Republican strategist. Thank you both for being here. Joel, I'll start with you. How much of a risk is U.S. dependence on China becoming?
Well, Kelly, it's great to be with you and with Rena. Look, we have a tight relationship with China economically and have had it for years, and it's become very problematic in recent years, in particular, as China has been asserting itself militarily across the Pacific. And what that's done is put stress, as you described, on our economic relationship, one where there's not a lot of confidence about the future with China. And so that's why we need to be investing here at home. We've seen a significant amount of investment made by the Biden administration through congressional legislation on domestic manufacturing, on semiconductors, on clean energy, to try to bring economic investment back home that currently has been and is being accelerated and implemented in China. That's the way to avoid this clash. But there is a clash coming. It's an ongoing tension point, and it does put stress on our economic relationship.
You know, and Rena, it appears that this relationship isn't getting any warmer or fuzzier. The defense leaders in China saying no thanks to meeting with our leaders here. What is the solution? Should American companies leave China? And can they even do that at this point?
Certainly, I think at this point, this is a delicate situation for American companies because we're headed down this road, and we have been for many years, of greater dependency on the Chinese. As we all know, the Chinese don't have a genuine private sector. American companies really feel conflicted, I think, many of them who want to do the right thing socially. But speaking on corporate levels, they can't do that. They're too tied. They really feel this dependence. For example, the latest headline I just read this week was Lululemon, a very popular athletic wear retailer based here in the United States, is so codependent on China that its shares are climbing in price because of the outlook in China. So the lift there that comes to American companies from a Chinese outlook is just really where they are left in that very tenuous situation. I say this to the American consumer. It's important to buy American when you can, but we as a society have become so dependent on fast and cheap. And that's where China has really taken advantage of us. So China's posturing towards us. They feel that they have the upper hand right now. I don't feel that war is inevitable. I think it's about the choices we make. And the UK Foreign Secretary James Cleverly, said as much about the UK as well. He thinks that the UK and its allies like the United States can make choices that do not lead us towards a greater conflict with China.
Okay, that makes sense. So, Joel, under a worst case scenario that China does attack Taiwan, of course, an area we vowed to defend, how would that affect our supply chain immediately?
Well, the last thing anyone wants is a war between the United States and China, and there would be one if China were to attack Taiwan. Certainly, the United States military support for Taiwan would come in, like we're seeing with Ukraine. But that would be cataclysmic for the global economy. We're not looking to that either for a strategic gain or benefit, but as much just for protecting an ally. And that's, to Rena's point, what wants to be and what we need to be avoiding. And that means, frankly, from an economic perspective, though, again, investing here at home, making sure that we're more balanced. Right now, China, if they do have the upper hand, as Rena's suggesting, and I think that is right, that is the attitude in Beijing, they need to understand that's not the case. And military threats are not going to get us there. It's going to be economic strength. It's going to be investment at home. It's going to be taking care of our education and our long-term economic prospects, and not depending on just the cheaper, quicker solution from abroad.
Yeah, certainly. It's going to have to be a long-term strategic plan. Joel Rubin and Rena Shah, thank you as always.